Hi there. For this video, we'll be talking about the best way to memorize math formulas. At least for me personally, I find this the best way and the most efficient one in memorizing math formulas, since it will only require us 2 steps. So this is quite a different video from the usual one, but I hope that this helps you in memorizing. So the first step is to use flashcards. Specifically, I personally use Anki for this one. So the reason that I find flashcards are useful is because it's personalized for each one of us. So the reason I said that it is personalized is because in flashcards, the most recent flashcards, or the most frequent flashcards that you would see are the flashcards that you are having trouble with. And the less frequent you see a flashcard means the less time you're having trouble remembering that one. So this is really good in formulas, since there are formulas that are really hard to remember and some that are easier than the other ones. So to illustrate, let me show you my personal Anki. So in here I have 4 decks for my 4 math classes: the abstract algebra, the advanced calculus, the mathematical statistics, and theory of interest. So in here, you can browse out the cards in here, out here. And as you can see, there's hundreds and so many cards out here that I need to remember. But fortunately, through Anki, I'm not just bombarded in one session of a lot of flashcards. It's distributed properly so that I won't be that overwhelmed, and I will also be at the same time challenged to answer some of the flashcards. So to create a flashcard, we simply choose Add out here, and we have the choice to choose a deck from all this. So let's just use the default. And then say if we want the Pythagorean theorem. So let's write that one. Pythagorean theorem. And then we have a choice here of types: basic and reverse card, and so on. I suggest that you try out the close type out here, as well as the basic and reverse, since these are the one that I mostly use. So for Pythagorean theorem, we can write that one as a squared plus b plus b squared equals c squared. And the cool thing is that we can actually convert this into a LaTeX format. So if you don't know, LaTeX is like a word processor that involves math operations and such. So just like this, we have been able to convert it. But if you don't know that, you can simply use this one for like exponents, this one for subscripts and such. So let's try to add that one. Let's close this one. So we now have this one. So if we start studying, as you can see, we have here the Pythagorean theorem. And then when we show the answer, as you can see here, this is the good part about it. There are many choices on whether we answered or we got the flashcard correctly or not. If we got it incorrectly, then we can repeat that one. Then if we got it correctly, we can choose good. Then it also changes. Okay, it can become 1 day, or this flashcard, we will see it again after 1 day. Or if it is too easy, we will see it after 4 days. So that is how like it works. So you have the freedom to choose. But take note that when you, for example, in the tomorrow, I forgot the Pythagorean theorem and I wasn't able to get this flashcard correctly, then I can simply click again and it will repeat the process. And yeah, so that's how Anki works. I know that I was not able to cover everything about it, but I'll probably link down below a link on a full Anki tutorial that you can watch and try to apply it for yourself. But yeah, just try this one out and give me your feedback if it works in the comment down below. So although using flashcards are really nice, the next step is really the one that is the most important. And that is to do examples or simply do math. There are times in my exams where I wasn't really able to input in Anki the formula to be used in exam, but through multiple practices, I was still able to remember it since I was so familiar with it, and whenever I see a sample problem, immediately I know what formula to use or such. So for example, if we have the arithmetic sequence formula, which is an equals a1 plus n minus 1d, I could put this one in Anki and I could be familiar with it, but I wouldn't know how to use it properly. I wouldn't know that n is for the number of terms, d is for the common difference, or the common difference, and a sub 1 is for the first term. And I wouldn't know what a sub n stands for if I'm not able to use it in practice. So practicing is really important. So it's just like in any other activity. If you want to be good at guitars, you can master all the hand position and everything, but you won't be able to use it properly if you don't know how to execute it. In dancing, if you can memorize all the steps, master it fully, be familiar with it, but when you don't know how to execute it and incorporate it, then you won't really be able to make use out of all this knowledge and these formulas. And the same goes with these formulas. There are hundreds of formula and you can memorize all of it, but when you can't apply it, then all of it becomes useless. So these are my 2 suggestions. So let's remove this first one. So again, the first suggestion is to use flashcards, specifically Anki. You could opt to use physical flashcards, but I find that to be hassle. And yeah, Anki is, the good thing about Anki is that it's already programmed in a way. So there's least effort that you need to get into this. And the next is to do examples. I can't stress the importance of this enough, since doing examples is where the memorizing of formulas becomes too smooth when you have already done multiple examples. And so how do we apply these 2 tips? Well, I suggest to focus only first on one of them, whether that is by using flashcards or by answering a lot of examples. By using one of them, you'll be not overwhelmed, since you'll only need to focus on one thing, and that's, for example, using flashcards. So yeah, I think in everything, starting with only one first is better than bombarding yourself with 2 or more good tips combined. So take note of these tips, and I hope that it was able to help you or give you an insight on how to memorize much better in math. Yeah, so I hope to hear from all of you in the comment down below, or on what other videos you want to see, especially in this format wherein we're trying to give some tips on studying and in math specifically. So that is all for this video.